What scam have we normalized in our lives that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore? Underpaid jobs. I think a job should pay well enough to afford a vacation at least once a year. But so many jobs, even in multi-billion-dollar companies, pay you just minimum wage, which often, and depending on the country, isn't even enough to survive. At the same time, CEOs earn hundreds of millions every year. At its core, it feels like a big pyramid scheme. And then there are countries like the US where you don't even get paid sick days, let alone paid vacation days. You don't even have to start talking about health insurance, having a car. All that time spent working just to go into the pockets of the rich who own the insurance, oil, and other companies who provide the services required to keep the piece running. All that while the buses and metros struggle to expand BC, those same rich control the government and don't let them. This all of course benefits the wealthy BC. The proletariat is divided in their own little motor world, too consumed by it to see that what they are is slaves working diligently to perpetuate their own everlasting oppression. Fiat money. They print it whenever they need more. They enjoy using inflation to pay off old debt and to artificially increase the value of their multiple houses and assets. But you have to work for it and treat it like real money. You hate inflation because it continues to get harder to maintain a normal lifestyle or buy a home. People feel the problem, but refuse to blame the money itself. Fiat money is the problem. Green bad, orange good. Streaming subscriptions. There are so many movies on Amazon that I want to watch, but I have to sign up for an additional streaming service that I'll inevitably forget to cancel. And if I keep the subscription, it adds up over time to a disturbingly large amount. It's so much cheaper to just watch on cable or DVDs like in the past. Subscriptions to Word and other software, too, is also expensive. In the past you just bought the program once. In the USA a big scam is health insurance. We pay taxes, the government subsidizes health insurance companies with those taxes, then we pay the companies for limited healthcare coverage. Medicare Part D companies for prescription drugs. Then they lobby your local Republican to say that universal healthcare is socialist while gatekeeping health insurance behind full-time jobs that may not even cover the full amount of it that any politician or president is for the people. It's all about who gets rich while taking down the country little by little by greed. No middle class, no made in the USA products like before, rich get richer, and we struggle every day to survive, yet people are the reason these companies do well. Ordinary people are the backbones of all these rich companies who down the road our big thanks will be being replaced by AI, credit cards, and more recently I see even on PayPal they try to get you to pay a little now and the rest over a period of time. No wonder the US is drowning in debt. People keep buying things they cannot afford. They think they are getting a great deal because they get airline points, or cash back, but it never covers the interest unless you pay off your balance completely at the end of the month. Comics getting expensive because they are optioned or a show is being developed. Especially now. Optioning a property doesn't mean much in regards to a film being actually made. The manufactured FOMO drives PPL to spend stupid amounts on books. Influencers and apps dictate what's hot, and if more voices talk about it, the more sales it spikes up. Random drug testing. Don't get me wrong, I don't have an issue with pre-employment drug testing or drug testing for cause, but there's no way in hell you can convince me that making me relive myself in front of a stranger because my name was picked out of the hat isn't a violation of my Fourth Amendment right against unreasonable search and seizure. Kitchen measuring cups. Cooking is not exact science. Any mild-functioning adult can roughly take a single measuring cup, and figure out where a third or a quarter of that is. If you do want to be precise, then weight not volume is a much better measurement. Measuring cups are a scam and no one even thinks about it. Question answered. Overpriced mediocre stuff. People fall for this a lot. If it costs more it must be better quality than something cheaper. This is why the rich can blow cash on overpriced clothing or luxury goods. To them the price difference is nothing. Most boutique clothing stores just imitate actual defunct fashion from thrift stores. Tipping. We just assume that that's how it is and that's how it's always been. There was a culture clash back in the day when the US was deciding on whether to make tipping part of our culture. Those against it lost, and now we subsidize employers pay to their employees, making the company more profitable while we pay for it. Beauty products. How people do not see that they do not in fact have to have the hundreds of ointments and creams, the contents of which are basically the same anyway, is a damned mystery to me. A cynical, exploitative business that's nurturing and preying on people's insecurities, whilst pretending to help. Broadband data. Other countries don't even have it. You're on the internet or you're not. Your ISP doesn't have to set limits. It was created to charge you more. Then you get throttled anyways. San Francisco was almost a fully Wi-Fi city. But the big boys made it a law that you can do that. Insurance. They make so much money, but when someone totals your car they don't want to pay and give bare minimum. And taxes, we lay for America to get better, but the money is going to senile old people in office who are making America worse and have had too much power for too much time. Cell phone financing plans. You end up paying a high but somewhat affordable bill for 2 years and the phone is yours, but if you do the math, you're paying 3x the cost of the phone. Save up and buy a phone on the market and only pay your phone companies for your monthly simple bill. Buying electronics with no returns policy. They've started a new replacement system wherein the replacement has to be carried out at the manufacturer's service center. I bought a pair of earbuds which didn't sound right even after 3 replacements. There was no way to get my money back. There are loads. The 12th-month calendar in a 13-month year. Pensions. The two-party voting system illusion of choice. Education that does not educate on real-life matters. Student debt. Paying interest on bank loans when the money didn't exist to begin with. And so on and on. Mortgages. Why the AF does the amount in interest even have to change? I know the stated reason, but FFS for that much money and that much interest set a flat rate and let us have it for the whole time. I hate how much faceless banks make from people's living situations. If it's a thing you pay money for, it's scamming you in some way or another. Food, rent, mortgage, gas, electricity, insurance, cable, internet, they're all pulling bullshit to make you have to pay more and more for them until you die, and in some cases even after that. I don't know if I'd call it a scam, but the idea that businesses always need to pass the cost on to their customers seems off to me. Also, the need to make as much money as possible even at the expense of the people you're providing a good or service for seems wrong. Having to earn a living at all. We could just not do this. We could stop denying food and housing to people because they didn't make some billionaire richer. But we choose to just keep enabling this oppressive poverty exploitation engine that we call capitalism. Your comment says that's legal in most states. Why not most countries, or most states in America, or most continents, etc.? Now did I get you? It just happens a lot, and I wonder why Americans tend to forget there is a whole planet outside of their borders. Lol. Being unable to online cancel a subscription. I can sign up in 5 minutes, but I have to phone your customer service representatives to cancel. And I have to be rude to them because they keep trying to upsell the subscription as long as I sound friendly. The majority of nutritional supplements. The only reason the majority of them that don't even work have gotten so big is because people get referral bonuses or affiliate pay. And as everyone is promoting them, it seems like they actually do things. Car insurance. You throw thousands of dollars into something you may never use. Should get a reimbursement or something if you don't use it for the entire policy. Shit is whack, until you actually need it. Of course. Safe driver here, venting, smiley face, insurance. I'm going to pay for protection on my car, health, home, etc. just to have the insurance companies make up 1,000 excuses to not give some of that money back when something goes wrong for the thing I'm paying protection for. Medical insurance not covering dental or vision. Like, it's all connected, guys. If you have a badly abscessed tooth, you're likely going to need medical care. Even if you have dental that covers the extraction or root canal or whatever. Going to local shops. I know you have to support the local economy, etc., but not going to big brand stores that sell their items 10 or 20 higher than the internet is just a scam. The price differences between retail and online are crazy. Credit card fees, Visa and the others get 5% plus some extra amount to move our money, regardless of the amount. I will say they have made it very fast and reliable. But for small retailers it can really add up. Microtransactions in game. We made a game for you to play. But if you want to pay money for something that lets you play it faster, we'll oblige you until the levels even out and it's the same experience you had before. Several printer ink, college book prices, pharmaceutical drug prices, and ads for ailments we didn't know existed. Soliciting money for a selfish billionaire who doesn't wish to spend a dime of his own money. Privatization. Some things should not be in the hands of private money because they are of public interest. I'm thinking services and critical infrastructure like water, waste, power, police, prison, healthcare, etc. Bottled water. It undergoes the exact same treatment processes as tap water. The only difference is the use of chlorine as a disinfectant in tap water, and the use of ozone as a disinfectant in bottled water. Light bulbs and many other products used to last way longer, The companies all got together and made products more shitty so they break more and they sell more product. Everything is basically a scam, buying ridiculously overpriced engine oil directly from mechanics. At least in Germany, they sell it for like 10x the market price and get away with it because most customers don't know better. Tip being a significant part of wage for service workers. It was supposed to be a voluntary reward for exceptional service from customers, while employer is supposed to pay for their living insurance. Pay high fees every year only to pay more as deductible when you actually need it. Plus in case of home insurance they'll always find a way not to cover what you need them for. Direct debit for all services. I am saying it is a scam because sometimes you don't even know what you are paying for and also their process of opting out are very difficult to find. Poor quality of everything, food, products, services, literally everything in India. Even if you are willing to pay more, you simply don't get good quality products and services. T's and C's. Tick yes to use any mobile device or a computer operating system. Then there are the applications, browsers, emails, websites, etc. Decline and you live in the 1980s. Beauty products and procedures. Ads manage to convince way too many people they're not worthy of love and affection unless they spend a lot of money to change the way they look. Banks and their different insane fee for whatever they do with a click on a computer. The biggest scam in the world is banks. They are such an ingrowing parasite to society. Honestly, going to a restaurant, paying $6, $20 for drinks, soft drinks and then having to tip your waiter $20 to $25. The actual food is less than half of the actual bill.